Welcome to the Blinded Truth podcast, where real stories meet real healing. We are your hosts, Destiny Vance and co-host
Eric.
And today's episode is titled Two Generations, One Graduation, 30 Years in the Making. This is more than a milestone. This is a legacy. A mother and daughter, two different paths, one powerful finish. Life delayed it, tested it, and tried to break it, but it was not stoppable. This moment provides it proves it is never too late to go back and get what you started. Today, we are talking resilience, redemption, and what it looks like to finish strong together. This episode is powered by Destiny is by Choice Support Services, and I get to do this episode with my mom, and we get to do a lot this month together. So, can you share? My first question is for the people that don't know who you are and what your story was or is, because I don't even think Kayla and Josh really know more of your story than I do. I think they know bits and pieces, but if you can start off by telling your story and who is Robin.
Well, when I first we were going back to high school.
Sure, wherever you want to start.
Of course, when I went to high school, it's not like it is now, where you have guidance counselors, somebody guiding you and showing you what you want to do as far as a career. You kind of throw it out there unless you have family that's going to intervene and try to help you. So when I was getting ready to graduate, my dream job was to be a criminologist, which is probably now changed to forensic science or whatever. So I set off. I got accepted to colleges, but I didn't want to leave home. My dad had died of cancer, and I had two sisters and a brother that I felt like that I didn't want to leave them. So I chose not to go to college away. I chose to stay home, and I went to Virginia Western.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started out with the classes, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. So I didn't succeed the first year, and I went back the second year, and I started passing because I had different teachers. But then I changed my mindset when computer era came out. So here you got 2018 going and stopping, and then waiting a couple of years, maybe to 87, to go back doing when they started the computer era. So I attempted to learn the computers. Um, did did pretty good with those classes. Then I stopped again. Um, I can't remember the reason why I stopped. I think it was I got enough knowledge to get a job doing computer work. So then I decided to get married and have a child. And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm at home, mom. Let me go back to school and try to start over again." Got into the swing of things and had a bad marriage, bad breakup. It was a lot going on, and I had to stop. Then I said, "Let me attempt this again." So then I started up again. Being off from work due to an illness and couldn't work, so I was off. I said, "Let me go to school full time." It's in the groove. Decided I wanted to be a medical transcriptionist. These are things that Virginia Western offered back in ancient days. Medical transcription, I'm gonna do that. Get into hospital work, da 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 da. Got in there and decided that wasn't for me. Then this time I heard Kayla and then had Josh. And I said, I'm going back for coding. I'm going to do coding. It seemed like it can be something new, something fun. I can remember we were struggling. We had some adversities, things that happened in our travels as a little family. And I had to carry the kids to school.
Yes.
Destiny and Kayla entertained their brother at the park.
Yep.
Fish Farm Park. He was about 2. He was about 2. They take him to the park and play, and then bring him over. And the ladies in the class and the teacher, they loved him. He come in, they gave him lollipops, and they sit in the back of the class. And started out with that. So I was doing good, good pace, doing good. Then I stopped again. So I said, "This is it. I'm not going. I'm just going." I was so close. I only had 4 classes to finish the coding, and then I went through a divorce and other stuff, and I said, "Forget it." Then comes on my oldest child. I'm going back to school. I said, okay, you should. Well, come on, go to Virginia Western. You should ask him about your stuff. I get up there and start talking to the people in the first 2 classes. I want him paid. One class. I said, well, and it changed. It ended up not being 4 classes left. It ended up being a little bit more. So I said, I had a mindset, I'm going to finish this time. I'm the oldest of 4 children. My baby sister has accomplished, is getting ready to finish her master's in nursing. And I've been to her graduations, and I felt like that I should have been the first to walk across the stage from our family, our circle. So I said, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna finish this time. And I tell you, getting older, and I think that ADHD sets in when you get older and trying to sit still, do homework, stay focused, work, grandkids, kids, life. But when I finished that last class, when I got that certificate in the mail, I was like, I think I'm finished. I was shocked.
She said, I think I finished. They sent me a certificate in the mail, and I was like, you might want to call your advisor and see what's going on, because I don't know what to tell you.
The important thing to me is that she told me, you can walk, you can graduate, you can walk. That is over 40 years of education. I graduated in 83.
Yeah.
So now it's over 40 years that I'm going to walk across the stage and receive an actual diploma. My dad's not here, my grandma's not here, but my mom and my sisters and my brothers are here to see me, whether they come or watch it on a video, we walk across the stage. And for my oldest child to graduate with me, and she knows, she could tell you, I pushed her, tried to force her to go to college, and she did just stop. So she tried one semester, and threw it in the top.
Yep.
And for her to go back and be determined, I think we all 3 of us, me, you, and Josh, sit in the advisors.
We did, and she was like going through all of us, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. And I was like, at first, I was going back to do. It was like an associate's in medical health administration, because at the time I was working as a underpayment analyst for a hospital, and I loved that work because we were considered like the lawyers or the contractors that fought with the insurance company to recoup the money for the hospital. It wasn't like collections. We were literally like looking at contracts, like per our contract. And then I was like, you know what? I really don't want to be in the healthcare field. I really don't want to deal with all of this.
To go back into the healthcare field.
So we are not recognized by health administration as health workers. We can work in the healthcare field, but we are not considered health workers. And it's weird because they make us take biology and medical terminology.
So that's pretty much tomato.
Right. So it's crazy. We're not recognized, which me and my professor had that conversation about. Why aren't we recognized as healthcare workers? Because if we health underneath the health care field, then it will be a little bit more selection in who can apply for the program and who can't, like nursing program. But I think the big part about us is that at one point I wasn't even supposed to graduate high school because I was expelled from high school. And go ahead.
That was very, I don't know, to watch when I still recall that day right up the street here in county when we went to the city, and they said they couldn't even say that you could go to North Sea Tele. You couldn't go to all their little programs that was it. You were out of the system. And I'm thinking, you just kicking her out of the system. Mm-hmm. What is she supposed to do? So then we turned around to Roanoke County. They had their meetings and they said, well, we can't do it. And that day, to see that defeat I felt that defeat in your face, in you. I mean, that hurt, not defeat, but hurt, because it's like, man, I think I had messed up. That's what I got from you, and I was like, we're gonna fix this. So what did I do?
She called herself homeschooling me.
Mm-hmm.
It was called going to the VA, sitting up at the VA and volunteering and do this worksheet.
Did it work?
Yeah, well, yeah, she was able to keep going to school, keeping her busy. So, I mean, it didn't count for school credits or whatever, but it did show that her willingness to finish school.
Yes.
So it did work.
It got me back in school.
Got her back in school.
But her method was a little unorthodox, if you ask me. But
she transported patients. She got to know the nursing staff. Everybody knew her, they loved her. She did good.
So what did you learn from that?
That I needed to get a job and wanted to keep a job. I did learn that so when that happened, GED was frowned upon. If you got your GED, that means you were stupid. Like you walking across the stage having a high school diploma meant more than getting your GED. It wasn't as acceptable as
was
now.
Just there.
Yeah.
It's like I finished school. I went to night school and got a piece of paper.
And I felt like, and I think that's why I advocate so much for my kids now. I felt like, yeah, I was doing some things in school that I definitely shouldn't have been. But I felt like y'all could have at least looked at the why and said, how could we help her? Norsey Taylor wasn't an option, but I'm like, there was kids doing worse off than me, and y'all let them go into the school. Y'all was making it seem like I was just this terrorist.
But I think all in all, not having anybody to give me any inkling of what we needed to prepare ourselves for the different board meetings. Had they look back from day one, elementary school, all the way up, all the stuff that she had done, and they probably said, "No, let's just get rid of this problem now."
So with that, how important is education?
I would have to say education is definitely important, because what made me go back to school is I saw that I wasn't going to get far without something, because I looked at getting passed for a team lead position and what I was doing, and I was doing the team lead position, and they gave it to somebody that didn't even want the position. They were pushed to have the position. I was like, okay. So I was seeing where it was kind of like, you need something to get you to where you want to be in life, instead of having to take the jobs that is like, well, we'll pay you this, but then you get something else or you see something else and they're like, well, you don't have this, which was, so I always tell people, like, I don't care how you get it. Like when I would do reentry and people were like, I don't have my high school diploma. What, do you want to get your GED? Like go and take that step. It don't matter if you walked across the stage or not. Like go do what you have to do, But also, I think people define education as going to a 4-year college, when all in all, it's not doing that. You can go to a trade school. I think about Angie, how knowledgeable she is with hair. Now she's testing people to get their license,
I mean, school is great, but it's basically systematic. It would just condition to do this: go to school, go to work, and that's of order.
In the various jobs that I've had, I kind of self-taught myself. So, like when I started at the VA, I was what they considered a health aide, working in housekeeping. I did it with excellence. I cleaned the building where human resources was, and everybody knew me. They knew my work. They oh, this is good. I got high accolades, whatever. And then I got sick and had to leave. So when I came back, I had to prove myself again as a unit secretary, which I had never done that kind of work. But I had to mold that floor into I'm in control when I'm in this seat. This is my seat. And they recognize that, hey, she's driving this ship. She's getting these patients out of here. Da, 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 da. So I left a name there, a good standing name, and went somewhere else. When I went to the PTSD program, I changed the filing system around. I changed the application system around to that I understood what I needed to do, the process to get these guys from wherever, as far as Seattle, Washington, to a program. I worried all weekend one time because there were guys that were coming from all over the United States, and I was worried they're gonna get from the airport, from the bus station, without anybody bothering them to their destination to get checked in. And the director told me, "Don't take it home with you. We got this. It's gonna be all right." So that to me, that I proved myself, and that's when I started getting outstanding, getting bonuses, because hey, she's about, I'm not an RN, I'm not a doctor, don't have a PhD, none of that, but I'm working towards getting done what needs to be done for the patients. And that's kind of being, nobody trained me to do that. It's that I wanted to prove myself. I self-taught myself to do this to show excellence. And then, oh, this is good. They went to my supervisor and said, hey, she's doing an awesome job.
So you work at the VA?
Yeah.
How long you been there?
It'll be 23 years this November.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So you already come up on another celebration?
No, I'm not gonna retire.
Oh. So question. Mother and daughter graduating together, walking across the stage together. That don't happen very often.
Mm-mm.
So what does that mean to you?
That I did a good job
Man.
as a mom. All that we went through, I mean, it's a lot that I can say I didn't. She didn't do it after high school. She did it later, but I did a good job. It was rough. Coming out of the first marriage and taking her and trying to start over a new life and do things and keep her safe. Then the other two came along, same thing. And it's not been an easy road. And I tell all three of my kids, you're gonna have bumps, but if it's something that you want to do, put your mindset to it and do it. They have seen me work 12-hour shifts and get off of work and go to church and sit in church 4 and 5 hours and keep moving. They have seen me work 2 jobs back to back for as long as she can remember, probably. I'm still doing it. I don't know when I'm gonna stop. But it's about determination. So I can say that it took her a while, and the other two may come along and go to college too and do what they need to do. But it took me a while to get her on the right road. But what I said to her growing up, she may not have listened then, but it did stick. And she realized, hey, mama was right.
So what does it mean to you?
An accomplishment, because it's kind of like I didn't see her give up, but she didn't see me give up. And just to think, like she said, everything that she has seen me go through and I've seen her go through, it's kind of like, wow, we did it, And to see her do it at the age she's at, I'm like, that's crazy. Edit it out. But no, like to see her do it at the age she has done it at, you would think that it would be easier. But to see her working and while she was doing it, both my sister and brother had babies. And then, her babysitting.
Work a part-time job and still.
And then she came and helped me, with everything I had going on. Like that's that's big. So when I tell people, like I was talking to my professor about it, he was like, who's all walking? I told him, I said, my mom gets to walk. He said, your mom gets to walk? I said, yeah. And I was telling him, he was like, I've never seen that in my class before. For somebody to tell me that they're walking with their parent or something like that. You know, he was like, that's pretty big.
It is. It's dope. It's real dope for just to hear it. I'm kind of like blown away by it. But that's resilience. And I've been around you a lot, and I really didn't know your story. And I didn't, know everything that you've been through. And it's touching.
She was vague about a lot of stuff, but she couldn't walk. She had a surgery where my aunt trained me to keep her open wound clean.
And change the dressing. And she
change
was
the
like,
dressing.
you hadn't started high school.
Yeah.
It was after I had Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I had a mass on my appendix that wrapped around my appendix and my right ovary. Yeah. Was really so sick that I didn't realize what was going on. Fever, pain. I even got up and went to church.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Thanksgiving. Came home, went to my mom's house to eat, came back and still in pain until I said, I can't do this no more. I went to the emergency room and they did some tests and said, and she said, you got a surgery. So they cut me from my belly button all the way down, and it was an open wound. It was about that wide. Wow. And she said it has to heal from the inside out. So we can't do wound back. We can't do that. You have to have somebody come in and change your dressing every day. Well, my sister's a CNA. She came and she said, I can't come over because I work too. I'm going to show your daughters how to do it. Well, that didn't work with Kayla. I watched this child turn white as
this table
when she first saw the wound. And I said, well, she can't do it. So then Destiny stepped in. She irrigated it, packed it. And they watched it grow from this down to a little stitch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it took about 4 weeks to do that, but
it was a lot, and she, just to see her, like people had to come in and help take care of us. She couldn't, so this is how I ended up with a perm in my hair, because she couldn't do my hair anymore. So my aunt had this idea to put a perm in my hair. I mean, it was nice, but it was like a whole new responsibility, because I wouldn't let my aunt do my hair. And she couldn't do my hair because of her hand. Did you lose feeling or something?
That was the first time. Y'all were little.
I forgot what had happened.
Okay, the first time the doctor over medicated me, which caused me to have a lactic acidosis, whatever they call it, where I lost strength in my hands and I wasn't able to walk. I had to go through therapy. I had to go inpatient therapy and then outpatient therapy for like months. I was on a walker, then a cane, and then I couldn't drive, couldn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was going through the process of physical therapy, my cousin is the one. She came and got them, and Kayla and Destiny, and took them to North Carolina a couple weeks so they could get me adjusted. So then you had people to come in and help me do different things, and I couldn't grip do their hair, neither one of them. So yeah, she ended up with perm.
Yep.
And she had the most hair.
I did. And she just, I don't know. It was like, just, you don't really know what that's like to go through that until you start going through something. And as a parent, to think somebody has to come in and take care of my kids. So when I got sick, my mom and my sister was like the ones that came in, to the point like, when I tell people I had COVID, they like, oh yeah, I had COVID. I'm like, no. No. Literally, I was in the ICU and she couldn't even come into my room.
And I worked there.
And she worked there. My sister couldn't come into the room and she worked there. And they were having conversations of like, if you code, who do we call? What you mean? Who do we call? So you to see and know like she went through that and she still like tried to make a way for us. You really don't know until you go through it, and to know how they feel like the next day, am I going to wake up? What happens to my kids? What does that look like?
Because you don't have a plan. You don't, it was just me. The children's fathers, I wouldn't have left them with no cost. My sister was going to be, if anything ever happened, she was going to be that go-to to raise the kids. And
could you imagine me being raised like that?
So let me ask y'all a question. How much does faith play a part in all of this?
A lot. A lot. I can say that back where we originated when they were little, when we started going to church, it was like a whole new experience. The praying, the fasting, people praying for you, and a group. It was awesome. To know that you had somebody other than your family, you had a church family that was there for you. So yeah, our I'm telling you, if I had the pictures to show when we first started going to church, I brought them little I think it was little angels. I think I got one at home. And her sister had little crosses, little angels on their Easter outfits that I brought. And it was just, they tell you it didn't matter when we had prayer. We was there. We had anything going on. They were my left and right. They anybody that knew us. My girls was there, always at church, always involved, no matter what, they was there, and I think that's important to have that backing, that your faith. You gotta have Christ, because sometimes you ain't think you're gonna make it out here in this world, but God knows there's probably times that I thought I wasn't going to be here before I had kids, that I was going to be killed.
I understand that.
Yeah. And if I didn't have somebody there before I turned my life over to faith praying for me, I don't think I would be sitting here because of her father. I'm sure she don't mind.
No.
Her dad. It was rough. When drugs and alcohol took over, it was rough. I've had knives pulled on me. I've been put outside in the cold. It was rough. And I was pregnant with her, and they put me outside on the porch. All I had on was a pair of socks and a t-shirt.
Just listening, it's like you hear that story over and over and over again with strong women, man, life, altars, playing, but not giving up to get back to it. It's just, man, it's just amazing because it can go a whole lot of different ways.
Because I said to myself, I did not grow up like this. My mom and daddy, they had an argument. We didn't hear it. They were in the room or they wasn't in the house. We didn't hear nothing. My dad never raised his voice at my mom. He was a Vietnam vet. He maintained posture. I mean, she was strict, which I'm glad he was, because the things that he instilled in me as a before he passed away, I'm like, hey, they'll tell you they couldn't go spend the night in nobody's house. They couldn't go hang out with Susie and Billy. No, because I wasn't having that. So if they did these little things, they did them behind my back. But no, I wasn't having that, because I had to sit before a panel before I was going to my first party, and I was in the 11th grade. Who you gonna be with? Where you gonna go? And I could. It wasn't with a group of friends from school. It was with my cousin. So when I went to the party in Bedford, I had to sit up front. I couldn't go in there and mingle with the people. That's as far as I got as far as a party. With no hanging out dance. You stay right here. I'm watching. Your dad said you couldn't.
I think that's what the fabric of America is missing right now.
It is. It is.
Discipline and structure,
Mm-hmm.
and just be that don't make women like y'all know more like you, my mom. It's a different
They
mindset.
don't.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm not saying it's a good thing either. Because if you wasn't raised like that, I'm pretty sure she couldn't have the things she got to carry on with her kids, you know.
And I think too, like, I mean, yes, and I think people need to understand this too. Like what she went through with my dad, that didn't carry over into my relationship with him. You know, I'm out of my siblings, I can say that I'm grateful that I had a relationship with my dad. And between them two, because it was weird because she went through a very abusive relationship with him, but he would tell me like, and you don't let a man beat on you, and this is how you know he playing in your face. And I would be like, 1+1 is 2. So you used to, and it would be like, but I think
he learned after.
Yeah.
He learned, I think what happened with him, and I think back to it after I left. I thought I was gonna stay there and take it. But when I said, no, I'm done, that's it, and I left and took her and left. And when I stood in his face at downtown Roanoke and I told him, I'm not afraid of you no more. I'm not afraid of you no more. It took courage because I was like, how did I go from this to this? Self-esteem and all.
Mm-hmm.
So when I made that step to leave and leave it behind, he told her, listen to your mom. Your mom was, I messed up. That's what he told I messed up. Because she's a good person. He realized it after, I got out of it.
And that's the second time I heard that this year. Somebody saying that they had that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was an older lady that I worked with. We worked the same job. And her ex-husband worked there with her. And he walked past one day. And she was like, that was the best man I ever had right there. I was like, huh? Out the blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how much that can mean to a person. Either it can tear you down or it can build you up, and it can go either way, But coming from a place where me and my sister had different fathers, I didn't have a relationship with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And she did, but this may sound crazy. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I didn't pick up his bad ways.
Yeah. I think she's the only one that's kind of had, I don't know if you want to call it close, but a relationship with her dad.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but the other two fathers, they wasn't present in their lives. Her dad was even present in the other two's lives. He cared, and even her they cared about the other two like he did, like they were his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that you don't find nowhere. But I guess he's seen different things. He's now they, hey, they can come and go for us if they want to, if at that time, but they were little. But
it takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me like, I couldn't say I had daddy issues because I was like, my daddy would pop up on me. What you been doing? Or I knew if I needed something for my kids, if he was still alive and I needed something for my kids, then he gonna make a way. It ain't no. They probably be up walking up and down all these streets of Virginia.
He was a walker.
He ain't gonna drive you nowhere, but you gonna walk, but that's why it's foreign to me, like when people say they have issues with their dads or seeing my kids go through with their dad, because I'm like, my daddy, he ain't care what y'all had going on. He made sure that, up until he passed away, like I had a relationship with him.
Some stuff, like, I know all of us got our hang-ups, and some things that are not good, but there are also some good stuff that's been instilled in us also.
Mm-hmm.
From that era, and again, we're losing that.
Yeah.
This YN stuff is just driving me crazy.
And I have to say that, I think for her, there was a lot of things that I think is why we didn't see eye to eye when I was a teenager. Because I think a lot of my ways may have triggered her because my daddy, when I say it was like spinning image. So, I don't know what that feel like of you gonna put your hands on me. Oh, you gonna put your hands on me? I'm gonna fight you back. Like we're gonna fight. I'm gonna throw pots to the point. Kayla she ain't gonna kill me. But when her dad, my sister's dad, would try to fight mom, oh, I'm down there fighting. We outside his house. I'm like, what, 10, 11? And I'm out there, we fighting. And I'm going to get my daddy. It was no problem, But I realized, that there probably was some things in me that she was, because my mama doesn't like when I get silent, because she's like, so are you going to fight somebody? Like, what are we doing? What are you going to do? Because I think she knew, like, when he got silent, she couldn't tell
when it was coming,
what angle it was coming from. And so, I think that, we're losing that, but I think that too, depending on how the relationship was, I don't think it's all that healthy, like my daddy instilled a lot of great things, I can navigate if she did a scientific study of navigate and putting all three of me and my siblings out there and how we gonna navigate the streets. I'm pretty sure if it was Survivor, I'm coming back alive. Them other two light brights, they gonna be on there crying, and I don't know what this is, and they not gonna survive.
And it's not that they didn't get the same raising and nurturing. It's that I think for her, it was I think it's in her genes. And the get up to go. Because she was always my go-to. Okay, Destin, you got me. You help with this? You got this? And when she was like in the 3rd or 4th grade and I had to work and she had to get off the school bus and catch the city bus to the library and sit in the front because I knew the city bus driver. She had to sit in the front and got off the school bus and would call me and say, "Hey, I'm at the library for a reading program." And then the lady would take her to the daycare, the daycare provider, on her own. And and it was back then, it was. I wouldn't do that now with none of my kids, none of my grandkids. No, I wouldn't do that. But she did every day. Or was it Tuesdays and Thursdays? It was 2 days. But I knew she got off that school bus and she'd go to that program, the reading program, and was there. No, didn't skip a beat. But you can't. If you tell one of my other two, we're gonna ride the bus. You're gonna ride the bus from A.
You gonna get.
B, you gonna
this
get
is
off.
the bus you're gonna transfer to.
What bus, Mom? They're gonna get. I'm sorry, I love them, but it's just, and I don't know. Genetics, it's not the same.
No, it's not.
Go ahead.
But I know that now I tell anybody, my coworkers, anybody, I have said a lot of things to my kids. I made them do a lot of things, and I sometimes interview the other two grandkids, and I heard the other two kids about homework and stuff, and I see that she may not have listened back then, but now she's listening. Organization, she got that from me.
Oh yeah, by the way, I heard that one grandson made principal list and 2 made honor roll.
She all made 8 straight A's. Yeah.
That's a big accomplishment right there.
Yeah, it is. And here too, I'm in the mama's ear talking. When they get when they get distracted and want to act out, don't want to listen, go make them get a book. Yeah. Did I tell you? Write the spelling words 10 times each.
Yeah.
And if you miss one, go write them another 10 times. They'll tell you. They made straight A's on them spelling words.
And it's funny because when she would write letters on the pieces of mail, I'm finding myself, leaving notes for them to do certain stuff. And I used to think it was the most craziest thing. Like, I'm reading this back of the electricity bill, take the food out, do this. And now I'm like underlining and do this, you know.
Structure.
So it's like those things. And at the time, I ain't want to listen, you know, but I was her child that if I was doing something, she knew about it. To the point, my sister got pregnant. We were like, we didn't even know she knew what sex was. Like, how did this happen?
I'm thinking,
Yeah, she was like, when?
Yeah, right.
But, you know, with me, you know, she had those uncomfortable doctor visits, going to the teen health center. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had those uncomfortable things, but I'm starting to see, like, I'm starting to do that now with my kids.
She was the rebel.
I
She was the
was
rebel.
too.
Anything that could have been done in high school or whatever, it started in preschool. I'm gonna tell you, because the lady would, you know, they used to say, send a little notebook, we'll write the notes. I tell you, she probably filled 5 books to school year because Destiny did this, Destiny did this,
And she kept them.
Mm-hmm. I still got them. Yeah,
She
the
kept
little
them.
stuff that she used to do.
I got in trouble for the light falling on the chickens. Did they die?
She killed the chicks in the incubators.
Oh, well.
That's crazy.
She knocked the light over in there. Because she wouldn't be still. Then she wouldn't hold somebody's hand in
No.
line. You know what her excuse was? He was fat and sweaty. This is in preschool. But the preschool teacher's aide told me, she said, she got a strong fire. Don't put it out. But kind of bring it down.
And those people see me now.
They love her.
The people at the VA, they see me now. Like, I remember when I got expelled from school. I had a whole
family at the VA.
They had a whole intervention conversation with me, and I'm like, and it's crazy because I tell people that, you know, the place here, Sabrina's place, Sabrina Reed worked at the VA on the same floor as my mom. She was my mentor. The night that she got killed, she was supposed to come and get me and spend time with me. And the picture that is used for Sabrina, I took that picture because Ruth was retiring. And I wanted to be a nurse. And they all sat down. Tim, Sabrina, Stephanie, all of them sat down with me and was like, you ain't getting into nursing school until you get your attitude together. I'm just going to tell you now. But it was like a family, you know. And now I see that with my own children. Like, people, if they show up, people like, you need to get together, you know. Or they be like, I don't even know why you showing off and you know your mom ain't wrapped too tight, like, you know. It's crazy to them because they like, do you not know who your mom is? Like, you choose your mom to show out with, you know, where
I've seen her go to school with makeup or a mask on her face because the child didn't get off the school bus. She wouldn't know what. I mean, we were working from home and she put one of them face mask things on
and I had dyed my hair.
And dyeing her hair. And she got in her car and went to the school just like that.
Wow.
But that is not a Robin thing. That would have been a Noel Dixon thing. Yeah. So.
That's crazy altogether.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, what is the best part about this whole experience? Y'all graduating, y'all going through all your trials and tribulations, y'all got closer, y'all bonded, y'all got y'all whole family is really like together now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can say so. I mean, yeah.
I think it sets an example for the kids.
Yeah.
My grandkids. Because from the oldest, even down to the youngest, they see, call Nene. Nene's there.
Mm-hmm.
Nene gonna come. Nene gonna do. They see it, and if I can't come, they get disappointed.
Yeah.
So it sets a precedent, and for them to be able to see, Nene's graduating. It's not just a young thing. Nene's graduating.
Mm-hmm.
So it sets an example, and it's going to show them that, hey, I may not get it right the first time, but I can finish it later. But we hope they get it right the first time.
They will.
Yeah.
But they'll see that, hey, if I stop, I can start again. You can always start again. So it'll show them, you know, may not now, but as they get older, they look back. Hey, you know, my nana and my mom or my TT did it. TT did it.
Mm-hmm.
So not TT.
Nene.
Nene.
I'm sorry, we got different names for different. But yeah, they'll say they did it. You know, and their kids will see, hey, they did it.
Yeah.
So it sets a thing, and that's me to tell you, we had bump heads a couple times where I was like, I'm done. Don't. Even if she had Josiah, we bumped heads. I didn't see him for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And that was hard. But then, you know, now when she gets in her little moods, I don't bother her. When she's ready to talk, she'll call me.
Mm-hmm.
And same with me. What's wrong? I'm okay. Let me breathe. Because, you know, rather than separating yourself, time is too short. Because you don't want to say, I wish I could have, should have, would have. That, you know, I wish I had more time with grandma. I wish I had more time with daddy. I wish I had more time with this one. Aunts that have passed away. That, you know, after growing up in an adult life, you don't spend that quality time because craziness in the family.
Yeah.
Right.
But, you know, it's time out for all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to start setting good examples. I got a couple nieces that are, you know, I was like mother hen to them before I had kids, doing things for them. And I'm like, you go back and you remember, oh yeah, she did do that.
Mm-hmm.
We spent time at Aunt Robin's house. She did that for us. I had the 2 nieces we carried them to church every
Yeah. They lived with us for a little bit.
They stayed with us, yeah.
So family is very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though they get on your nerves, you know, like my house is the house everybody come to. And my little baby nephew, he getting on my nerves. Every time he come around here, he rearranges everything. But you know, just to see my niece and nephew, they might be a lot, but just to be able to have that, you know, time. Because they know something my best friend told me was when my sister was going through so much with her visitation stuff. And I would, because I'm the person that I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, don't mess with my family. But what it was doing was it was causing more stress to me to the point now where I'm going to tell you, I tell her I don't want to hear it because it takes my anxiety to another level. And people don't understand that I have Robin's DNA in me, but I'm pretty sure I got 60% of Noel's DNA in me because when you do stuff that is not right, I go into a different mode of a person that I don't like. And I see my dad and my grandma in me. And I can realize why my grandma would say, you gotta contain that Dixon anger because it goes to another level. And so something she told me was, you can't control the situation, but what you can control is the space they come into. Mm-hmm. You gotta be able to create a safe space where they know, I went through hell over here. And school was this, and dad's house was this. But I know when I come to my Nini's house, I can chill. I can relax. And so, you know, family is a lot. Like Christmas, that was a lot.
But it was fun.
It was fun. And we had a good time, you know, and that's what makes me happy is everybody had a good time. Everybody was together, you know.
I think it was better. The Florida trip was good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a different type of fun. It was the only person was missing was Kayla.
Yeah.
All the kids and Josh and they came and we had fun. We did something illegal. We packed my car to get from point A to point B. The kids was illegally sitting, but we got where we had to go.
Yeah. and we had a good time.
We had a good time. And they enjoyed themselves and at the parks and everything. And I think this past Christmas, I think they did the different events, being able to they like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just, I think this means more to them, to the kids, that, you know, we're doing these things and it's fun. And we don't have to travel and get in a car and go somewhere to spend money. We can do it here at home. We
Yeah.
did karaoke. We did all, it was fun.
And I think, back to your question, what is great about this process, I probably worded wrong, was today hearing Josiah say that I guess the image he wants, or the person that he's trying to be, is like me, you know?
Yes.
Because you think that he would gravitate more to a male figure, but I guess he's seeing, not that male figure is not doing, but he's like, my mom is doing a lot, you know, and you know, that teenage stage, I had to call her and say, I never forget, last Mother's Day, I called her and I said, I now know how you felt and why there were days you just needed quiet.
They always say you get it back.
Yeah. Because the teenage stage will make you want to just go to the store, say you getting milk, and not come back. It's starting to stick. And you can see it. And you can see it with Keon and Kalani too. You know, it don't stop at just the kids. It's trickling down to my niece and nephew.
So you let your nephew Peanut come back over here to your house?
Not Keon, Kareem.
He drive me crazy.
But I heard he was barred from here.
Let
I be hearing a lot of stuff too. I don't know how I get all this information.
I don't know how you did 3 kids, because having him over here, first of all, we're all 6 years apart. Me, my sister, and my brother. And just thinking about how my son is 13, I have a 12-year-old, and having another one. That day I kept him for my sister so she can go get her hair done. I didn't know if I wanted to smoke a cigarette, drink some wine, or just cry. He drove me crazy. And so to think, everything she was going through with 3 kids? No, ma'am. No. And I never saw my mom take a full trip but one time. To Vegas. And that was
still
it.
On the phone calling, checking.
Yeah.
Where they at? What they doing?
It's a good trip though. Vegas is a good place.
Yeah.
I don't think I relaxed though, but
I
was
never,
the first trip after having kids.
I never seen her take, and then after that she didn't take one until I think
start traveling with y'all.
Yeah. Like I never seen her. And I was
Once
just kind of like,
Josh through school, I said, now I can do things.
We got a lot going on today.
So, with that being said, is there anything that you want the world to know right now? Anything you want to say?
You gotta answer your question. You always ask. I'm on my business. Drink my water.
I'm getting to it. I'm leading up to it. The suspense is killing you.
Mm-hmm. I drank my water.
If you could tell your younger self something, what would you tell him?
Tell my younger self? I think I would tell my younger self, go ahead and go away to college. Do not come back to Roanoke. I think that I would have done some different things. I think I would have stayed on that path of what I wanted to do. Yeah, I tell my younger self, leave that one alone. Leave that one alone. Go forward, look forward, not backwards.
Okay. Destiny.
What I was what I would tell my younger self, you know what? I don't regret anything I've been through, because it has made me into who I am. But what I would say would be, just keep pushing forward and don't give up. Don't allow your right now to affect you, because it gets better.
It does get better.
Okay.
You shed a lot. I think I've got to the point where I don't cry no more. I remember there was a time what do I pray for? I prayed for this. I asked a coworker one time, I don't even know what to ask for in prayer. Something she had done. And I said, I was like, I don't know what to ask, what to say. What do I? She said, just keep praying. You keep praying. You can't stop praying. That was the best advice, because you can't stop. You gotta, I'm putting them in God's hands. But we always put them in God's hands. We put things in God's hands and we pick it back up. Try to fix it ourselves. We can't fix everything. We go through trials to go through trials again. You're not gonna get it right the first time. You're gonna keep making those mistakes. Like my sister said, it's a test, and until you pass that test, you're gonna keep. It's like Groundhog Day. You're gonna keep coming back to 6 o'clock in the morning, same thing all over, until you satisfy Christ in the passing that test. It just there's little things like you don't like this one, you don't like that one. You got to get over that so that he can open that door. Because if you keep having that animosity or this, that, and the other, I'm not going to sell you until you get it right. So you gotta. We had a little conversation this morning because I got a coworker that's really getting my nerves on part. But anyway, I said, I know, Lord, I gotta get over that and let it go before you'll open that door for me to have another paying job or working something different, something whatever I'm asking him for. He ain't never failed me. Never. Whatever I have, she'll tell you, and I've testified, whatever I have ever asked him for. You don't come today, you don't come tomorrow, and they don't come next month. It comes when he wants you satisfied, what he wants you to do first. That's when he's going to give it to you. Different little things. I had to step up. Oh, I did ask him for that. But be careful.
I know about that one.
Yes.
It was a honor and a privilege to do this episode.
Yeah.
I know the world has their own definition of Black excellence. This is the definition for me. And I'm just glad I could be a part of it. And I will see y'all at graduation.
Yes. We'll get us some bells.
And whistles.
My gosh.
And poster boards
and
and balloons and all that good stuff. Y'all deserve it. I mean, I'm so proud of you two. Continue to do the great work.
Well, thank you.
It's truly a blessing.
Well, it's going to start. You just listened to the Blonded Truth podcast, 2 generations, 1 graduations, and 30 years in the making, powered by Destiny is by Choice Support Services. Let this be a reminder: delay is not denial. No matter how long it takes, your story is still yours to finish. This moment was not just about a diploma, it was about healing, perseverance, and legacy. 2 journeys, 1 powerful statement. We finished what we started. If this spoke to you, do not quit now. Keep going and keep pushing. Keep choosing you. And remember, your destiny is by choice, not by chance. Until next time, keep walking in your truth. And before we end, I do want to say, Ma, that you did a great job with me. And I know that I probably caused a lot of grief and a lot of the gray hair you have on your head. But a masterpiece takes time. And I am a masterpiece. And you did a wonderful job and have made me into the woman that I am now. And I know that if Dad was here, he would be very proud. And I'm pretty sure he's up there saying, you're doing a great job. But I wanted to let you know that you did a wonderful job with me. And you never failed me in any part of my life. So I appreciate that. And I thank you. But a masterpiece takes time.
Ending. ending.
Hater. Hater.
Ah,
Hater.
but you're right though. It does.
Masterpiece takes time. Just know you're leaving your life insurance policy in good hands.